everyone. Welcome to. It's okay. Welcome. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for having your cameras on. I know sometimes we don't really want to have our cameras on. I'm Andrew. Some of you know me. Some of you, well, only one. Some of you might not know me if you're watching on demand. So my name is Andrew Jules. I'm an online entrepreneur. Been in the game for over 25 years. I'm also a motivational speaker. I somehow stumbled into Skool, even though we're not in school right now. Kind of, we're in Zoom. But I've learned about marketing and advertising, self-taught. Whereas the difference between myself and Iskra's self-taught, but she's also a professional. So she's not just self-taught. She really knows her stuff. So I'll be sharing on the what's going on with my voice. I will be sharing my first-hand experience and my being self-taught. I have worked in radio, TV, but I haven't actually gone and done a qualification. But from my own experience in life and from my results is what I will be sharing with you all because we've been getting results, as most of you know. So I'm gonna head it over to Iskra.
Okay, so it's so amazing because it's the second time this week. I thought actually that it was too long, but welcome everyone. Welcome also from me. I'm Iskra Petrova, and I am a co-host today with Andrew to deliver the Bold and Visible Masterclass as a speaker, as a coach for speakers, as a mentor for people who are pivoting in their second part of life into delivering, creating more impact, following their purpose. As someone who has been through that myself, I'm a film producer who transitioned into becoming a coach, mentor, therapist, meditation teacher, so many things. I'm not going to take more space to talk about what I have done, what not, because what we want to do today is to share with you practical strategies that are both related to external visibility, but from my perspective as a transformational coach and therapist, also what is happening inside, because I believe that when we are not visible for ourselves in our own life, or when we have this negative self-talk, even if externally we're showing up as someone, but this is not connected to our sense of self-worth, things don't go the way we want them to go, and we don't deliver the value that we carry within us and all the experience and all the skills and message, heartfelt message. So we both relate and align with Andrew in our desire to support people who want to create impact. And he is a motivational speaker. His energy is amazing, exuberant, and magnetizing. And that's why I so much love to be around him. And I feel that we have this yin yang. That's what we're talking about before we started recording. I feel that we are nicely complementing each other. And this is what we want you all to receive today and pick up what works for you, because we all have individual experiences and there is no one solution that fits everyone. That's why we are blending together the things that we want to share, and you will take the things that resonate with your current stage, with your current situation in life or business, and then we will open for Q&A. So how do we start? Andrew, what is
So,
alive for you right now?
so really, where we're at right now, this is day 6, as I said. Tomorrow's day 7, and we've got a big guest tomorrow. I'm not going to mention that right now. But what I would like to say to you all is how many of you are using your social media? And we're talking from the perspective of school, because this is where I'm delivering from the perspective of school. When someone goes into your school community, how do they see you? They don't see you right away, do they? No, they don't. They see your profile. If they're in another community, they might see you type or comment or react, or maybe you might just do a GIF, or there might be some communities where there's just a word, whatever the scenario is, or you might actually be in the community called Schoolers. For those of you that have a school community, I believe all of us here have a school community. So therefore, when you're in Schoolers, you're posting into Schoolers is one of the biggest spaces on School, in the sense of every single person in there has a school community. Now, it's all great getting all of those points and stuff. Yes, I'm on 10,000 points. Way, you know what I mean? It's a big deal. Upset a few people in that sense. I probably have, may or not. But the point is, I've whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, as you all heard, it's publicity, and you're getting seen, and people are aware of you there. So the reason why I'm sharing Schoolers as an example, first and foremost, is because everyone has a school community. Everyone who starts on School go straight into schoolers. Now, when I first saw it, probably maybe you might be the same as me. I looked and I said, I don't recall loving cats that much because I just saw this cat community. I saw a cat and a community, and I was new to school. I didn't understand what was going on. And I was like, I kind of avoided it, kind of pushed it aside as like, well, I'll look at this community later. I don't recall joining it unless I joined it in my sleep. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find out how to use Skool. So I went the wrong way. Now, I hope hopefully none of you have done that and you're getting to understand Skool and you've gone straight into that cat weird looking community, which is not weird after all. It's a supportive place where you can ask questions, ask for feature requests, and occasionally post within reason. Sometimes if you post too much, they may delete your post. That's the rules. It's just as a mystery as the background I've got right now on how Schoolers works. But every community is different. But when you're posting in there, what's the first thing that happens? You post, someone sees it, they want to get attention, so they're going to respond right away with a GIF, which they shouldn't, but they do, and somehow don't get deleted. But sometimes they do respond with actual support and help. Now, when they do that, they've seen your post. So let's visualize it right now. You've posted Ankara into Schoolers, and maybe you haven't, maybe well, you now, hopefully you do. And you go in there, you've posted. Someone responds, Iskra responds to your post. She sees your post, she's like, oh, okay, Ankara, maybe we could work together, maybe we could do, I could interview him, he seems like an interesting guy. Okay, nice. Nora comes along and sees both you and Iskra talking, having a conversation, but she doesn't conversate. What does she do? She lurks. Not that saying that she's a lurker, but she conversates. She sees your post and she thinks, oh, this is interesting. Who's Iskra? So she clicks on Iskra's profile and pops up. There's a face, but there's nothing in the bio. That's not good, is it? But obviously with Iskra, she's a professional, so she has everything in her bio. She uses her digital real estate. So she's got space for her Instagram. If she's on X, she has X. If she's got Instagram, it's there. If she has TikTok, not there, but you can pull it in a link with the link to bio. Now, one of the things I highly recommend you to do and visualize what I'm saying to you right now, just visualize it, is you've seen Iskra and you're like, well, I don't know about her community because even though it's free, why would I join it? Maybe it might not be for me. Or it might be a paid community and you're like, no, I don't know if my money's going to be worthwhile spending it here. And some people are hesitant for $1. So imagine if it's more than $1. So what do? Well, Iskra's got LinkedIn. Iskra's got Instagram. So what are you going to do? You're going to go into the Instagram and see what's going on. Now with Instagram, everything's all over the place. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just a mess. Like, and if you go in there to want to find out about someone, you might not get it because they might be sitting down in the pool. They might be in the pool having a margarita, or they might be having a meal, or they might be just in their bed, whatever the scenario may be. So what do? Okay, cool. So you're going to go to LinkedIn if they have LinkedIn. You go into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a professional Facebook, is the way I describe it. So when you go there, you're going to see everyone on LinkedIn. You're going to see the person, and you're going to immediately know if they're posting, that is, who they are, what they're about, and if there's someone who you would want to work with. If there's someone who you can see as a mentor or a coach. So one of the things I've discovered is the fact that this is something I do regularly now, and I go to LinkedIn because of the fact it's just so easy to find out whether I want to be working with Lisa or Nora or Iskra or anybody. I'm just looking and I'm like, okay, let me connect with them. And the first thing you do on LinkedIn, or I know I do, is I go connect. Okay, this seems like an interesting person. Let me connect with them. Let me follow them. Now, the thing is, what I don't do currently at the moment, but I may start to do, is I may start to DM. But we feel funny about cold DMs, don't we? On any social media, we feel funny. Now, I'm going to address cold DMs as this. If you're walking down the road and you pass by someone, say you're going to go into the bank, if there's still banks open, physical banks, because I know a lot of them are closing, not a very good example, but we walk into the bank and someone opens the door for you. Then you have a conversation with them. Oh, I like your glasses. That's a cold DM. You've literally interacted with them. That's a cold DM. That's cold. Now, you guys know how I am. Some of you might not, but that glasses could lead to, oh, those are nice glasses. Where'd you get them from? And then that person tells me where they got their glasses from. Oh, I got them from, Prada, for example. But, oh, nice, Prada. What is it that you do? I usually ask that. Some of you might not want to ask that. Like, oh, what do you do? You look very professional. What are you doing? How are you? Do you work online? Are you offline? I just get into a conversation. That's a cold conversation. That person doesn't know me, and I'm asking personal questions about them. Is it going to go well? Probably not. One, they want to know why I'm asking them if they work online or offline, and why am I so interested in what all of these things, especially the fact that we're outside the bank. So you want to be strategic with it. You don't just want to ask people those type of messages. So the first thing you would want to do, yeah, the glasses are nice. You know, how long have you been? And where are you going today? Maybe not so much yet. You would ask, what would you usually ask? You'd be like, oh, do you know what? The weather's nice. If the weather's nice, one of those usual ones. We ask about the weather. But the point is that it's a cold interaction. And if any of you've got married or had a boyfriend or a girlfriend or have a friend, at some point that interaction was cold. Am I right or wrong? At some point there had to be, and the interaction might have been where you were literally just, maybe you was in the playground at school and you fell over, and this mysterious person came over to your boy or girl and they asked if you're okay, and they not lifted you, and it's not a superhero thing, but they helped you off the ground. Then all of a sudden you start talking, you get to realize you have things in common. You go and skip, maybe you play some football, maybe you play some patball, whatever the scenario may be. But the point is, that was once a cold DM, a cold conversation, a cold DM. So if anyone's thinking, oh, I don't want to do a cold DM or I don't want to message anyone, well, the thing is, a lot of people are expecting you to sell to them. As long as you don't say, hey, buy my book, buy my ebook, buy my course, or join my community, even though your community might be free, they still don't know you to do so. So what you want to be doing is you want to be having a conversation. This is something I really do a lot over the years. I always have a conversation with people. I aim to have a conversation with at least about roughly around about 50 to 100 people a day. Sometimes I don't quite hit that. I hit between 20 and 30 people. But the thing is, the more contacts you make, the more you're visible. The more contacts you make, the more you're visible. But now some of you might be like, well, okay, cool. That's fine. I'm doing that, but I'm not getting any visibility. Now, one of the things that's the most powerful thing is what we're doing right now. We are making clones of ourselves. So even if you're not talking, you are here and someone might recognize your name or recognize your face, and they see you and they're like, oh, I'm going to look and I want to do some research on this person, to find out who they are. Now, if you've got videos of you, which I tend to upload videos of interviews, upload videos of people interviewing me, and I upload me just delivering some training. LinkedIn only allows you to upload up to 15 minutes. Obviously, in other social media platforms like YouTube, I know that you can upload up to 12 hours. If anyone wanted to upload more than 12 hours, you'll find that you'll get a restriction, which I done a 14-hour live. So I wanted to upload it. That's how I know there's a restriction on YouTube. But the point is, LinkedIn is such a great place to put your content, but you can put your content on any social media platform, but you repurpose your content. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning LinkedIn the most is because of the fact of the way it's structured is that if someone sees you and they like what you're doing, they'll either post to you or they'll DM you. Now, a lot of people on LinkedIn is what they tend to do is they're no stranger to a cold DM. They message you about booking a call immediately. And I don't know you. Why am I going to book a call with you? I don't know you. So why? So I tend to ignore those messages. And I've just realized that you can actually filter your messages, which is pretty cool. I've just recently turned it on. If you go into settings on LinkedIn and press the toggle, you can separate your messages to the ones that you want, to the ones that LinkedIn automatically knows by AI. Those messages are spam. Someone has just clearly cold DM'd you, and now what they've done is they've separated, which is pretty good because now I can look at my messages and know exactly what I want to be having a conversation with to who I don't want to be having a conversation with. I might look over those spammy messages because some people just don't know how to do things. And because I'm from a networking marketing side of things, one of the things they told network marketers to do is message the world. Message your friends, your family, your neighbor, the worst enemy. Tell everyone what you're doing. Yeah, it's great, powerful, but at the same time, it's not that effective because a lot of people get carried away with it. They just message you straight away about what they have to offer, all of those things, and it gives you that friction. Now, the reason why Iskra and I have teamed up today on this call is because I wanted to give you a different perspective of being bold and visible. You see, because for me being visible is posting a video. For some of you, don't want to post a video, but you might have something. You might have the gift of writing. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a voice. Then that's podcasting. You see, with a Zoom, you can strip this up to audio. You can strip this up to writing notes, and you can strip it up to video. So now you have three different forms of content. Correct? And one of the things that's so powerful is that You now, with this whole session, this could keep us going for a whole year if we wanted to. You don't have to have that much content, but what you want to be doing is knowing who you are targeting. Who is the person that you want to work with? Who's the person that you want to sit down with? And that's where the visibility comes in, because how you display and portray yourself to the world is who is going to come back to you. And it works on energy. If I'm like, hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Andrew, and I'm going to be delivering bold and visible today. Hi, Scrum. How's everyone? I'm going to be talking like this, and I'll be saying,
Mm.
you know what I mean? It's going to make it, it's just going to be like, a camera's going to be like, why did this guy DM me? Let me just block him on, and let me report him on Skool to say that he DM'd me. You know, he's just got upset with me. He's like, why did he introduce me to this? Like, no way. And if Iskra was over here, you know what I mean? With like, this waving over there, it's not going to be helping, is it? So the thing is, you want to be doing is smiling, looking straight at the lens. Because I always teach people how to go live like a pro on TikTok. And one of the things I've always learned is find the lens. And that's from this learning about photography and film and being behind the scenes on videos and stuff way back in the day when editing was just fun and it was not much AI there, and it was you have to stay there to the early hours from the morning time to the night time, and it'd be so many scenes and you'd be tired and you're like, is it done yet? And it'd be just doing 25 takes of the same damn thing. And the theme is literally just you just there having a drink, saying hello, and you've not done it right. And then you have to do it over and over and over until they get the right lighting, the right angles, and everything there. And this is where Iskra comes in, because Iskra knows more about how to deliver, how to capture the audience on different frames. I mean, Iskra gave me a masterclass when I was doing actual Born Leader intro of me interviewing her. She gave me a masterclass and said, you have to think about how the audience interprets what you are giving them. Now, now for me, you guys know I love flashing, flash, 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 blink lights, all the effects. I'm just throwing everything in because I can, because CapCut allows me to. And then it's like, well, the start is bold. Funny enough, she did use the word bold. The lettering is bold. It's given enough time for us to read the words, but afterwards, it's a whole, like she might as well have said, it's a whole heap of mess, it's rubbish, garbage, bin it. But she didn't say it like that. She was very nice. Said, be easy on the eye, think about the glare, think about people that neurodiversion, think about these things. And I was like, oh, okay, less is more. Interesting. Nice. And now I'll let Iskra take over from here.
Okay, let me see what what to take, because you delivered so many different aspects and important points. I will pick up the one that you said, that it's important to know who are we speaking to, because this also relates to this masterclass that we did over 30 minutes, and it was amazing. I've never done it over messaging and voicemail, but it happened. I would say that there is a more important question before asking who are the people that I want to deliver value to. And I wanted to guess and not tell me, but just pause a moment. What is a more important question than knowing who your audience is?
I left that one out. I did. I intentionally left that one out. That's my
The
favorite one.
most
I usually say that. Yeah. What are you asking me or asking everyone? I know you're
I'm
asking
asking
everyone.
everyone just to take a moment and think for yourself. And of course, I'm going to tell you, it's knowing who you are. Because if we don't know who we are, then what is the message that we're going to deliver? We will be gliding on the surface and we will be picking up things from here and there. But before we start connecting intentionally and professionally for our business or for delivering our message to create legacy, we have to know who we are and what matters to us. And very often people think about all the frameworks and how to package it and what is the purpose of this business and how to make money and which strategy or tactics to take, but they don't ask the important question, what is the life I want to live? And it sounds like very theoretical for many people because we're not taught through our education, we're not taught at home what is the life, how do we imagine the life. We're asked, what is the business you want to have? What is the expertise? What is the certificate? And I know that it sounds theoretical, but it is an important question, because if we check with ourselves, what is it that I want to feel, experience, talk about, be passionate about, then we can ask the questions, what matters to me, what are my values, what is non-negotiable. And this is really very important, and I teach it in all my programs and classes for public speakers or people who are changing their careers. If you don't know what are your values, what is non-negotiable, like for me it is purpose and trust. If I am forced, like in some cases during my film production career, I had to work with crew members, key crew members, like film director or director of photography, and I couldn't change them because they were brought by a commissioning producer, and we totally clashed our values. They were treating my crew very badly. I feel totally not right. I feel misled. I feel disappointed. And it is important when you're defining your audience, when you're defining your clients, to know what's non-negotiable for you, to define for yourself. Do I want freedom? If you want freedom, then you will think about a form of running your community on Skool or setting up your business in a way that you have this freedom and you enjoy it. Do you want more co-creation? Co-creation is another key value for me. I cannot be the speaker who just sits and doesn't engage with people. That's why I love to have people on call with me with camera, to see the spark in their eyes, to feel their energy. I like to have co-hosts. I like to host group experiences or summits or anything that has people who contribute their energy and their expertise and their wisdom, because co-creation is a core value for me. I like to trust is another important. I already mentioned it. The people who come to work with me before they become clients, I need to trust them and they need to trust me. There is no way, like it happened twice. People came and said, here is $5,000. I want to hire you. I said, no way. I don't know who you are. I don't know whether we align. I don't know whether our energy matches. And all these things, you can build them up gradually. Consistency, persistence, focus, clarity are very important. You can build them online on social media or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an amazing platform, but you can also start building it within your own community on Skool, as well as in the communities where you join to connect with people who are like-minded. So start with seeing, acknowledging, exploring, researching who you are, self-reflection. Self-reflection is the very first step in my show up process of 9 steps. See what's going on in your life, in the different areas of your life. See who you are, where do you find yourself, and then with this knowledge, you build it little by little. You develop this self-awareness. Then it's much easier to step out and to say, okay, I have clarity about who am I. I see what is important to me. Now let me transfer this clarity about myself to other people. I want to attract like-minded people. It's not just about making money with whoever, unless you're using a model that is like that, because there are businesses who are based on this type of models. You define this persona, client's persona, if you choose to go this route, because there are other ways to do it. And knowing yourself more and more will help you define this ideal person who would match and think like you and agree with you and resonate with the way you speak. For instance, I'm very clear about who I like to work with and I can work with, and who I cannot work with. And I speak about it everywhere. And I know that many people avoid talking about who is not aligned. But this is could be very risky, because you will attract someone who is totally not matched, and then you will be in trouble, and the client or the community member will be in trouble. So I like to work with people who have been in self-exploration, self-development, coaching, therapy for years, who are spiritual. That's why when I speak on social media or when I express myself on Skool, in my communities or other communities, I talk about my spirituality. Because if I meet someone who is not spiritual and they hear me talking, they will step away. They will not join my community, because if I don't talk about it, they will not know. They will come and they will be disappointed. They may disturb the energy of my community. So this is something I don't want, and this is what I'm very clearly speaking about everywhere, because this is something that is important to me. I may say that this is another core value. Spirituality, for some people, this means connection to God. For other people who are more who are not tied to any religion, it could be connection or support from universe. We're not going to turn this into a spirituality class, but it is something that I really believe the more you get clear about yourself, about what you like about yourself, about the life you like to have, the more clear your message gets. And when things are clear, then it's not hard to be visible. It's not hard to speak your truth because you have certainty. When you're confused by the environment, by the people around you, when you are trying to fit into other models or frameworks that other people have set, and you don't know what is the best thing for you, then obviously the message comes out confused. And when you're confused, people around you are confused because they don't know what you stand for. So visibility is so much linked to clarity. Clarity leads to confidence. And when we are confident in ourselves, in our message, in our environment, because we set boundaries, we create spaces that nurture us, don't harm us, or don't threaten us, then it's so much easier to create momentum and start creating change. And these three stages or phases, clarity, confidence, change, is the essence of my show up method. You start with self exploration and you get to showing up as who you are on first place for yourself, for your close environment, and then it's just the natural and easy step to be showing up online for the world, for your community, for your family, for the people who you know that you can deliver value to. I
I
hope,
love that. I love
yeah.
that, Iska. And this is the reason why I asked you. I was like, it was short notice as well. I did put Iska on the spot. It was the day she found out about this. I was thinking to myself, who who could I have that's going to deliver bold and visible? And I was thinking, like, who would be the person? And I was thinking to myself, bold and visible stuck in my head because this community's called that. But I was like, I want it to be visible. And I was thinking to myself, bold. And she was asking me about the name when I did speak to her. I messaged her on a DM. It's not cold. We've built a friendship, a rapport. I didn't just message her for those of you that's watching this at another time. The point is, I asked her and she said yes. And I was like, oh, wow. Because the thing is, she was reaching out to me at the same time I was reaching out to her. And I was like, I wonder if she's reaching out about the same thing. I don't know. But anyway, I knew that it would be a good connection because for me, and I want you guys to see and observe what's happening right now, is that I'm not the expert in film and advertising, but I've brought an expert. I've asked Iska for her help. Well, you see what I'm saying? And I asked her, how should we do this? And I said, you know what? I really think that it would be more appropriate to deliver it in your community. I know it's another community for some people. It's like, oh, you another community? Bold and visible. I was like, it is ideal. It just made sense to be in Iska's community. Maybe next time it might be in Nora's. Maybe it might be in, well, actually, I'm being interviewed by Lisa on Tuesday. So I will be in Lisa's community.